students. Today we move on to the third stanza of the poem Ode to a Nightingale. And it goes like this: the first two lines: fade far away, dissolve, and quite forget what thou among the leaves hast never known. So, here the speaker or the poet wants to join the world of the nightingale. And why does he want to join the world of the nightingale? Because he wants to forget his own troubles and sorrows. The poet sees or perceives in the world of the nightingale happiness, beauty, tranquility. He sees the world of the nightingale as a place which is devoid of all worries, unlike the human world. When he heard the song of the nightingale, he felt that there was so much happiness in that song that the poet strongly believed that it was a world that was untouched by sorrows which are experienced by men on earth. And that is the reason that he believed that the bird could sing with such gay abandon, with not a care in the world. And that is why he says, fade far away, dissolve, and quite forget. Now, fade means to kind of quietly disappear. This is his wish and desire, to quietly disappear from this world. Dissolve again means to vanish. Vanish from this world and forget. Forget what? Forget what thou. Thou means the bird. What the bird amongst the leaves, that is the bird that lives among the trees, has not known. What the bird has not known? The next lines: the weariness, the fever, and the fret. Here where men sit and hear each other groan. Now, here he makes a distinction between the human world and the world of the nightingale. And according to the experiences of Keats, human life is full of trials, tribulations, struggles, sickness, betrayal, depression, and a lot of problems. Now, if you read the whole paragraph, you will find that this stanza has an autobiographical echo, because Keats's brother had died of tuberculosis, and during that time it was an incurable disease, and there were many people who were dying of such diseases like tuberculosis or smallpox, etc. And he himself also was suffering from TB. In his personal life also, especially his love life, uh, there was rejection and betrayal. So, an echo of all these personal experiences you find in this stanza. So, for him, living on earth was a painful experience. Everything around him, everyone around him was suffering from something or the other, some physical ailment or some kind of an emotional pain. So, when you talk about the weariness, the fever, and the fret, weariness refers to the exhaustion that people feel, because life becomes a kind of a burden. There are so many problems that a kind of a tiredness and exhaustion sets in. Fever refers to the pace. Men are running after something, running after money, running after careers, running after something or the other. And when they are not able to achieve what they are running after, they start fretting. Fretting refers to frustration that sets in. So he says that in this world there is a lot of weariness, fever, and fret, which is not there in the world of the nightingale. Here means on this earth, where men sit and hear each other groan. Now, what is groan? Groan means to cry out with pain. Means the hearts of people were so full of pain, suffering, and problems that they had nothing happy. to share with one another, except complain and share their experiences with one another. No one seemed to be happy, and life seemed to be a kind of a burden for everyone. So, in these lines, you see that Keats paints a very bleak picture of human life. Then he goes on to say, where palsy shakes a few sad last grey hairs, where youth grows pale and spectre thin and dies. Now, here Keats talks of the transience of human life, the how human life is short lived, besides being very tough and difficult and traumatic. Now, when he says that where palsy shakes a few sad last gray hairs, he's talking about the human cycle when a person is born, then becomes a youth, and finally dies in old age. But here he says that where palsy, that is when a person grows old, it has not been a happy journey for him. When he grows old, he is not healthy or fit. He suffers from diseases, ailments. And palsy is a disease where uh, there is sudden involuntary movement, bodily movements like shaking of the hands, etc. And a person loses control of his own body. And where youth grows pale, this is where I am talking about that personal element, that personal echo. And spectre thin and dies, this line is a reference to Keats's brother Tom, who because of tuberculosis had grown pale and spectre thin, that is become very thin, and had finally died. So uh, besides being a reference to Tom, it was a reference to all the young people in his time, in his generation, who would die early because of incurable diseases like TB, smallpox, yellow fever, jaundice, or whatever. And even if they did not die of these diseases, and if they did grow old, Keats said that they would suffer from such diseases like palsy, etc. And he says that old age over here has also been presented or painted as quite depressing, because he says that aged people uh, lose their hair, they become bald, and he talks of how time changes beautiful people into specters. Specters means ghosts, because of sickness and old age. Moving on to the next line, uh, where he says, where but to think is to be full of sorrow and leaden eyed despaired. Now, here Keats says that the world is so depressing that it is full of negativity. uh, Here he says to live is to think, and the thoughts are all of depression, worries, cares, problems. There is no peace of mind. Where but to think is to be full of sorrow. That is, whatever you think on this earth, there is no peace of mind. There are no joyous thoughts or emotions, but only depressing thoughts which bring despair. Despair means a kind of a hopeless state where there is no hope for a person. And he says, leaden eyed despair. Leaden eyed means where despair or a state of hopelessness and helplessness makes the eyes tear or cry, and the eyelids become heavy, as if some weight like lead has been put on them. Now, this condition where your eyelids seem heavy when is caused because of insomnia or sleeplessness. And why there is no sleep? There is no sleep because of problems, because of suffering. People stay awake, they are not able to sleep because of their many problems and frustrations and despair. So he says that this wears the people down and causes exhaustion and sleeplessness in them. In the last two lines, he says, where beauty cannot keep her lustrous eyes, or new love pine at them beyond tomorrow. Now, this line also is about autobiographical in the sense that he had faced rejection in his love life. He had been betrayed in love. So what he is trying to say over here is that in this world love is also fickle. That is, it is not constant. There is no constancy or faithfulness. It brings hurt, suffering, and betrayal. Why? As I told you, that he had experienced rejection in love. So what he's saying here is that neither beauty nor love can survive in this world. There is nothing everlasting in this world as contrasted to the nightingale's world, which is full of joy, happiness, and tranquility. And this is the reason for Keats's escapism, because he pictures here the world of the nightingale to be free from all earthly sufferings and frustrations as contrasted with human life. We'll do the fourth stanza in my next lecture.